Hey everyone, it's Alex here from Level Up. I haven't posted in a while, so I'm going to get this video up, which I promised to you guys the other day, but I've been completely lost in The Last of Us Part 2, which is an amazing game, but I finally completed that yesterday, so I can get back to doing other things. But today we're going to be checking out the PC Engine Core GRAFX. I'm going to call it the PC Engine because I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. It looks cool written down, but trying to pronounce it is a nightmare. So we're going to check that out. It arrived the other day. One of my favourite retro consoles that I used to own. So we're going to check that out and see if it's any good. Okay, cool. So the PC Engine and TurboGrafx. The PC Engine, I used to own a Japanese version, which was this is the actual Mini here. It's a replica of, and in terms of color scheme, of the American version, I believe. The Japanese version was white, and that's the version that I used to own. And there was also a European version, which I used to own as well, which was kind of like a long grey box. It certainly wasn't as cool looking as that. And yeah, it looked a bit like a laminator, the European version. Essentially, this is the Mini. It's not very big. It's about 4 inches by 4 inches. But to be fair, to call it a Mini, the original console wasn't that much bigger than this anyway. It was a very small little console, and they've even replicated the little card slot here, which the cards used to come on little sort of credit card style cards, and you would slot them in here. And I just love the fact that they've actually replicated, when you turn the machine on, they've replicated the little lock that would hold the card in place when you played it. But obviously this is HDMI, USB Mini powered, and the controllers are USB as well. Talking of the controllers, very just a pretty much a straight replica of the original controllers. Same size as well, I believe. They've even got the little auto fire or turbo buttons. You'd have those 3 settings, which came in very handy for a lot of the games I had on there, especially the space shooters. So yeah, it's a very cool little thing, and it comes packed with games. You get 32 PC Engine games. They are the sort of the Japanese versions, I believe, of the games, and then you get 16 TurboGrafx, say PC, 16 games, which would be the American and European games that you used to be able to get. I don't think the Japanese and the American consoles and European consoles were backwards compatible, because I seem to remember the cards that I got for my Japanese PC Engine didn't work on my European one. So it's actually packed with games, which is really good to know for a Mini. And I'm only familiar with a couple of them because they were quite hard to get hold of online. But one of them is one of my favourite games, pick up and play games, called Blazing Lasers, which I spy is on here, which is really cool as well. So without further ado, we'll just might as well just quit to the main menu here, and instantly I see it's got Splatterhouse on here, which is quite cool. That is one of the games that I own, because I never owned a copy back in the day, so I had to get Splatterhouse for the PC Engine. So yeah, you've got quite a nice looking game selection menu. and you can see that they've replicated the little CD cases that they used to come in, which is quite nice. Loads of R-Type. Some bizarre games. I think I had the Japanese version of... It wasn't called JJ Jeff. I think the story behind that game was there was two Japanese TV chat show hosts, and they made a game of themselves, and I think for the European American market they obviously changed the characters in that one, but we'll have a look at that in due course. Space Harrier, which is quite cool. So what, I'll just run through the various options. I'm finding these as we go. So we've got settings, so you can sort by release date, you can sort, and that's interesting. You've got the PC Engine icon there, so you can actually change the console and switch to those games there. So we've got a whole host of other games for this system. That's very cool. I said in the intro, these are the Japanese versions. You've even got some Bomberman on here, a couple of Bomberman games. A bit of Gallagher. I think that was, I think his name's Bonk. I think that's the Sonic and Mario of the PC Engine, NEC PC Engine. Okay, so we'll flip back to the European and American games, and we'll just have a look at, so you can sort A to Z, sort game format and release date. Probably have no need for that. We'll just quickly go into the settings because I think you can add scan lines. So you've got your manual on their language. So you can set it to your, so you can fill the screen if you want, but I always find that anything like this, you sort of play it in the original 4x3 format. A couple of options there. That's quite cool. At least you can even set it to play, because I did release a handheld version of this console as well, so you can obviously play it if you really wanted to as the handheld version. Not sure quite what. It's just a nice little option. And then if you press the run button, because you've got select and run on this controller rather than select and start, you can put scan lines on there. We'll start off with the scan lines because I quite like playing with scan lines, to be fair. The wallpaper there. Quite like that one. Change your. All right, okay, there you go. You can even switch between the Japanese white version, PC Engine, or the black version. I'm just gonna, because I used to own one, I'm gonna flick it to white. Okay, so we will just go through a few games. There's Blazing Lasers, which is one of my favourite shooters. So I'm going to start with something that I'm familiar with, and we'll you can see they've got the scan lines on there. as you can see, this is very cool. It's like super slick. And it's just an extremely playable shoot. And this is the game I just used to, if I had half an hour to spare, put on some blazing lasers. I don't think I got very far into it because it wasn't very helpful on the old checkpoints when you lost a life. You just ended up getting some just crazy old power-ups. So I've just flicked the turbo button on. You've got various speeds of turbo. I think they change. Whacked up to 3, and then you just literally just hold down the button. And as it was on the official controller out of the box, couldn't consider it cheating. Although there is, to be fair, there is something to be said for tapping the hell out of the button on a game like this. What's the fun in just holding it down? And you've got your bombs. Okay, I could literally get carried away in that. Okay, so you got, well, the handy thing is you've got save and load points. Which is quite nice, as most of the minis seem to have the ability to save games. I don't want to come out of that. Let's come out and just check a couple of the other games out. Again, Splathouse is another game I was familiar with. And I forgot to mention, that's very cool as well. The animation of slotting in the card. Just quite neat. I seem to remember how controversial this game was when it first came out. I was always a Nintendo owner, so I never played it. Obviously, if you were an edgy Mega Drive owner, you could play it. Pretty much all you had to do was just it's quite a tough game, I seem to remember. But again, very looks good, very smooth, very slick to play. Yeah, just loving this machine already. So I'll just do a couple more from this, then we'll flick over to the actual PC Engine, check out some of the Japanese games. Let's just check this out. This is just a bizarre game. I have no idea who JJ and Jeff are. But you can play as either. But there was, so the Japanese version that I had, I think they were television hosts, I think, and they just made their own game. But there was quite a bizarre attack that they had, which is different in this game, because let's just say that the gas, when you crouch down, came out of the other, came out of him, but now we seem to have whatever that is. So obviously for the American version, they decided not to go with the with the gas attack that they had in there. I mean, it's not the best platform in the world, to be fair, but again, runs proper nice and smooth. What I'll do before I'll have a look at one game with the scan lines, and then I'll take them off, and we'll just sort of see. A bit of space harrier. I've only ever played this on the Atari ST, I think. I used to love this game on the Atari ST. I think I actually completed it many times. So cool. Okay, so yeah, I've got this running with the scan lines. I like it with the scan lines. I know it's just a case of preference. I'm up to the first boss already. I'll quit that. And we'll turn the scan lines off. Just going to fill the screen with a bit more as well. And we'll try Space Aerogam without scan lines. So it's all a matter of personal preference. So yeah, that's scan lines dealt with. I'm going to put them back on because I like them. And we'll just have a look at, yeah, so Bonk was NEC's little iconic character. He was a little big-headed caveman dude. Jump and headbutt. That's what little Bonk did. I was wondering what I had to do then. But this is the first time I've played one of these games. And they were supposed to be really good, actually. Don't know what happened there. Okay. But yeah, plays pretty nice. I'm gonna headbutt this dude. Check out my headbutt. So yeah, that's Bonk. I quite like that. That's quite cool. Yeah. Parasol Stars. I remember that. I'm not going to go through every game on here. I think what I'll do is I'll check out a Bomberman. And see what sort of Bomberman's up to in this one. As I say, you can get obviously additional controllers. I believe there's a multi-tap for this, so you can actually have four players. I mean, obviously, the single-player Bomberman was never where Bomberman was at its best. But yeah. But yeah. Again, looks nice, runs really slick, sounds cool. I'm loving this machine. Okay, let's just flick over to some of the games on the PC Engine. The Japanese, as you can see, they're all very Japanesey. Got some Gradius on there. Let's see, Super Darius. Another Bonk game by the looks of it. Dungeon Explorer. Looks like Croquet. Oh, Gateball. I wasn't even looking at the Hue card. They were called Hue cards, and when you got the little game card was a Hue card. But I've just looked where it says that, and that's actually got the name of the game on there. Oh, he was called PC Genjin. So let's just check out a couple of these. That looks cool. Let's go with that. Oh, and yeah, there was a CD version or attachment. I can't remember. Should have done my research, but they've obviously included some CD games, which is quite cool. As you can hear, they've even kept the Japanese. So I have no idea what's going on. Alright, let's just... Bomberman. I've actually got a little PC Engine that we can play. I presume I'm guessing these are the characters. Let's go for the just got hit by a big yo-yo. But I mean, as I mentioned, there's some nifty little shooters on this thing, and you know, much like the Neo Geo, there's some of the sort of styles of games they had, they just did so well. They're just slick, fast. I'm hit by my yo-yo again. Okay, that's that one. We'll just do a couple more. I say this is going to be in the cafe. I'll hopefully have a second controller by then as well, so we get some sort of two-player action going on. Possibly even a multi-tap, if I could find one. But yeah, you can come in and test all of the games out on here. There's absolutely Gateball, which I guess is Croquet. Let's have a look. So yeah, so I'm obviously not going to go through all 48 games I think there are on here. No idea what options I've got there. I do like the fact they haven't even translated it, because I think this is the European version of the Mini, European America version. But then that's half the fun of buying an original console. You get the games off eBay and you have no idea how to play them. And now I have. No idea what I'm doing. What? Okay. We do. Okay, so this actually is just Croquet. Which is one of the weirdest things. No. I'm just determined to get at least one through a hoop or a gate. Yay! There we go. Hang on this now. Why are they going up there? Let's do it. Oh. This is strangely fun. Okay. That's odd, but that's right. Yeah. Not sure I'll spend too much time on that one. And another CD-ROM system game, this one. What are we doing? Are we controlling big robots? Looks like it. Pacific Rim kind of. Okay. No, it's a another top-down shooter. I'm guessing a lot of these are actually multiplayer as well. Yeah, let's sort of. So yeah, very, very familiar territory, but very, very cool game. If you like this sort of top-down shooter sort of game, I just love them. Okay, that's that one. I'll just do a couple more, just to show you, and we'll flick back to the Turbo GRAFX, and just wanted to try out. Let's try out a racer. That looks like a driving game. This one. Okay, looks like a top-down racer. Well, all that, but you can obviously adjust your car and all that sort of stuff. It's probably the slowest racing game that I've ever played. quite sure if I should be. This is start. I don't know if I'm playing this right. I think I'd probably rather play Micro Machines on the Mega Drive, to be fair. Yeah, well. That was let's see if we can get an actual driving, not a top-down one. This looks like. Not sure what I'm doing here, but well, I haven't got enough for brakes, but it's a pretty standard looking retro racer. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's not my car making that noise. There's a massive lorry outside doing something. Okay, so it's just very familiar to any sort of racing game of this type. So we've got no other racers on the track by the looks of it. Yeah. Okay. That was fairly dull. Okay, we'll just do. So I keep looking at. I keep going. Right, we'll just do one more game, but then I keep looking at games I just want to sort of try out. Chu Man Fu. I'm trying this out on title alone. Alright, so Chu Man Fu is the bad guy, is he? This... Okay. This is not what I was expecting at all. So, I'm assuming I have to roll the balls onto the colour platforms. when we did it then. I was kind of expecting some sort of fighting game, but no, it was just a bizarre marble rolling sort of puzzle game. It's quite cute though. Okay. Okay, so we're just literally more of the same. Okay, get the general idea of that game. That wasn't the fighting game I was going to be. I'm just going to try some Ninja Spirit, just see if we can get a bit of a fighting game going. So we're just sort of so we're just a little side-scrolling beat 'em up. So I can do little jumps. Massive jumps. Pretty slick though. You can stab through the floor. So that is Ninja Spirit. I'm just going to have a final scroll through. I'm actually just loving this machine. Obviously there's some golf on there, but Military Madness. Let's try Air Zonk. No idea what Air Zonk is. Oh, it looks like Bonk again. So look. Sweet, spicy, or bitter mode. Okay. Toxyland. Alright, okay. So it's a side-scrolling shooter. So pretty standard controls. Oh, it's gone small. So if I get hit, I turn small. And then you've got your charge. I can't do that. So there's I mean, these sort of games, I said it before in some of the other retro stuff I played, it's just, this is where the sort of retro game is at, is these side-scrolling shooters, because when they're done well, or top-down shooters, they're just so playable. So that's Air Zonk, side-scrolling shooter. And I just intrigued. Dungeon Explorer. And then what I'll do is I'll wrap it up. Because I could sit on this all day showing all the games. Just trying to sort of show a bit of variation, some of the gameplay styles that come with this machine. So you can have up to 5 players on this game. Okay, Fighter, Thief and Warrior. Okay, so it's kind of like Zelda-esque, I suppose. But, very much doubt it's anywhere near the quality of that. But yeah, another sort of just style of gameplay on this machine. So there's kind of something for everybody if you like sort of retro games. But yeah, so that's the PC Engine Mini or Turbo FX GRAFX. I say however you pronounce it. Absolutely fantastic little machine. I mean, it's I did the Neo Geo Mini recently, which I like because it's got some of my favourite retro games on there. But I don't know if you saw the video, but I mentioned it wasn't particularly sharp. You know, the quality, it was running at 720p, I think, and looked a bit sort of muddy, but still played very nicely. But this is just a really nice mini, packed with so many good games on there. So yeah, well done NEC for bringing this out and doing like a really nice job with it. So yeah, I say it's going to be in the cafe when we reopen. Still don't know when that is, but you know, we are working towards that. But yeah, this will be there ready to play when you come back in. So hopefully you'll come in and check it out. But until then, I'll try and get another video up this week of something. And until then, thanks for watching.